Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. So it's Tuesday, and what I'm going to do is watch one of the special requests. This time is from Alex Hart, and he has suggested for me to watch The Social Network from 2010. I don't know, The Social Network may have something to do with social media. I'm not sure. I really do not know because it's 2010. I think it is something to do with social media. Something rings a bell when I heard the movie's name Social Network. Was it popular? I'm not very sure. Something rings a bell. Anyway, without taking any longer, let's jump in to watch the movie today.
How do you distinguish yourself in a population of people who all got 1600 on their SATs?
You got a 1600?
Yes, I could sing in an acapella group, but I can't
Does that
sing.
mean you actually got nothing wrong?
Or I get into a final clip.
You know, from a woman's perspective, sometimes not singing in an acapella group is a good thing.
This is serious.
On the other hand, I do like guys who wrote crew.
Yes, I got nothing wrong with the test.
Have you ever tried
I'm trying right now.
who wrote crew?
To get into a final club. To row crew? No, are you like, whatever, delusional? But you've seen guys who row crew, right?
No,
Okay, well, they're bigger than me. They're world-class athletes. And a second ago, you said you like guys who row crew, so I assumed you would know one.
we get something to eat.
Would you like to talk about something else?
No, there are really more people in China with genius IQs than the
The
entire
Phoenix is the
population.
most diverse. The Fly Club, Roosevelt punched the pork.
Which one?
The Porcellian, the pork, it's the best of.
Is it true that they send a bus around to pick up girls who want to party with the next Fed chairman?
So you can see why it's so important to get in.
Okay, well, which is the easiest to get into?
Why would you ask me that?
I was just asking.
My friend Eduardo made $300,000 betting oil futures one summer, and Eduardo won't come close to getting in. The ability to make money doesn't impress anybody around
It
here.
must be nice.
He likes meteorology.
You said it was oil.
You can read the weather, you can predict the price of heating oil. I think you asked me that because you think the final club that's easiest to get into is the one where I'll have the best chance. You asked me which one was the easiest to get into because you think that that's the one where I'll have the best chance. You didn't ask me which one was the best one, you asked me which one was the easiest one.
I was honestly just asking, okay? I was just asking to ask. You're obsessed with finals clubs. You have finals clubs OCD and you need to see someone about it who will prescribe you some sort of medication. You don't care if the side effects may include blindness.
Final club, not finals clubs. And there's a difference between being obsessed and being motivated. Well, you do, that was cryptic, so you do speak in code.
I didn't mean to be
I'm
cryptic.
just saying I need to do something substantial in order to get the attention of the clubs. Because they're exclusive.
Teddy Roosevelt didn't get elected president because he was a member of the Phoenix
He was a
Club.
member of the Porcellian, and yes, he did.
Well, why don't you just concentrate on being the best you can be?
Did you really just say that?
I think
I want to
that's
try to be
true.
straightforward with you and tell you that I think you might want to be a little more supportive. If I get in, I will be taking you to the events and the gatherings, and you'll be meeting a lot of people you wouldn't normally get to meet.
You would do that for me?
We're dating.
Well, I want to try and be straightforward with you and let you know that we're not anymore.
What do you,
We're not dating anymore, I'm sorry.
is this a joke? You're breaking up with me?
You are going to introduce me to people I wouldn't normally have the chance to meet. What is that supposed to be?
Erica, the reason we're able to sit here and drink right now is because you used to sleep with the door guy.
The door guy. His name is Bobby. I have not slept with the door guy. The door guy is a friend of mine, and he's a perfectly good class of people. And what part of Long Island are you from? Wimbledon?
Is this real?
Yes.
Okay, then wait, I apologize, okay?
I have to go study.
Erica?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I mean it.
I appreciate that, but I have to go study.
Come on, you don't have to study, let's just talk.
Because it is exhausting. Dating you is like dating a stairmaster.
All I meant is that you're not likely to
Still must.
make a comment on your parents. I was just saying that you go to BU. I was stating a fact, that's all, and if it seemed rude, then of course I
I
apologize.
have to go study.
You don't have to, because
Study.
you go to BU. Wanna get some food?
I am sorry you are not sufficiently impressed with my education.
I'm sorry, I don't have a rowboat, so we're even.
I think I was just being polite. I have no intention of being friends
I'm
with
under
you.
some pressure right now from my OS class, and if we could just order some food,
I feel very stressed out.
You are probably going to be a very successful computer person.
So is this supposed to be Harvard? Because was supposed to be a dropout from Harvard, right? Oh yeah. I was still doing my O-levels, ordinary levels, in 2003. And I passed very well. I must say so very proudly. 8:13 p.m. Okay. Here's the genius computer
Erica
person.
Albright's a bitch. Do you think that's because her family changed their name from Albrecht? Or do you think it's because all BU girls are bitches? For the record, she may look like a 34C, but she's getting all kinds of help from our friends at Victoria's Secret. She's a 34B, as in barely anything there. False advertising. The truth is, she has a nice face. I need to do something to take my mind off her. Easy enough, except I need an idea. I'm a little intoxicated, I'm not gonna lie. So what if it's not even 10 p.m. and it's a Tuesday night? The Kirkland Facebook is open on my desktop, and some of these people have pretty horrendous Facebook pics.
Oh no.
Billy Olson's sitting here and had the idea of putting some of the pictures next to pictures of farm animals and have people vote on who's hotter. Good call, Mr. Olson.
I want to welcome you all to Phoenix Club's first party of the fall semester.
Lowell has some security. They require a username password combo, and I'm gonna go ahead and say they don't have access to the main FAS user database, so they have no way of detecting an intrusion.
Hey, what's going on?
Perfect timing. Eduardo's here, and he's going to have the key ingredient.
You and Eric are split up.
How did you know that?
It's on your blog.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
I need you. No, I need the algorithm used to rank chess players.
Are you okay?
We're ranking girls.
You mean other students?
Yeah.
You think this is such a good idea?
I need the algorithm.
Alright.
I need the algorithm.
Give each girl a base rating of 1400. At any given time, girl A has a rating RA and girl B has a rating RB.
Right?
Yeah, still right.
All right.
It works.
Who should we send it to first?
Just a couple of people. The question is,
Couple of people.
who are they going to send it to?
Oh my god, you're on the left.
This is pathetic. Oh shit. He blogged about you. You don't want to read it.
Ooh, Latina. Erica. Is this yours?
Awful lot of traffic. See, maybe we shouldn't shut it down before we get into trouble.
Hello? Wait. 4 in the morning?
Well, there's a very unusual amount of traffic to the switch at Kirkland.
You're saying it's unusual for 4 in the morning?
No, this would be unusual for halftime at the Super Bowl.
What's going on?
Harvard's network is about to crash.
You don't think?
I do.
Come see if it's everybody.
The network's down.
Unless it's a coincidence, I think this is us.
It's not a coincidence.
So you were called in front of the ad board.
That's not what happened.
You weren't called in front of the administrative board.
No, that's back at the bar with Erica Albright. She said all that.
I was reading from the transcript of her deposition.
Why would you even need to depose her?
It's been almost 3 hours, and frankly, you did spend an awful lot of time embarrassing Mr. Zuckerberg with the girl's testimony from the bar.
You just made a lot of that up.
She was under oath.
Then I guess that would be the first time somebody's lied under oath.
Site got 2,200 hits within 2 hours.
1,000. 22,000.
I love kayaking. Rowing, actually. Not kayaking, rowing.
Is there any way to make this a fair fight? Jump out and swim. You'd have to jump out and drown.
2 nights ago, a sophomore choked the network from the laptop in Kirkland.
Really?
At 4 a.m. He set up a website where you vote on the hotness of female undergrads.
How much activity was there on this thing? 22,000 page requests. 22,000? Cam, this guy hacked the Facebook of 7 houses. He set up the whole website in one night. You did it while he was drunk. 22,000. How do you know he was drunk?
He was blogging simultaneously. You know what I think?
Way ahead of you.
This is our guy.
Cameron Winklevoss. Winklevoss.
This is an administrative board hearing. You're being accused of intentionally breaching security, violating copyrights, violating individual privacy by creating the website www.facemash.com. Before we begin with our questioning, you're allowed to make a statement. Would you like to do so?
I've already apologized in the Crimson to the ABHW, to Fuerza Latina, and to any women at Harvard who may have been insulted, as I take it that they were. As for any charges stemming from the breach of security, I believe I deserve some recognition from this board.
I'm sorry? I don't understand.
Which part?
You deserve recognition.
I believe I pointed out some pretty gaping holes in your system.
Excuse me, may I? Mr. Zuckerberg, I'm in charge of security for all computers on the Harvard network, and I can assure you of its sophistication. In fact, it was that level of sophistication that led us to you in less than 4 hours.
That would be impressive, except if you had known what you were looking for, you would have seen it written on my dorm room window. 6 months academic probation.
Wow. I have to make an example out of you.
They had my blog. I shouldn't have written that thing about the farm animals. That was stupid. But I was kidding, for God's sakes. Doesn't anybody have a sense of humor?
How do you do this thing where you manage to get all girls to hate us?
Okay, let's look at a sample problem. Suppose we're given a computer with a 16-bit virtual address and a page size of 256 bytes. The first 2 pages are reserved for hardware flags, etc. The 8 status bits would then be... Anybody? I see we have our first surrender. Don't worry, Mr. Zuckerberg. Brighter men than you have tried and failed this class.
1 valid bit, 1 modified bit, 1 reference bit, 5 permission bits.
That is correct. Does everybody see how we got there?
Mark? You Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah. You guys related?
It's good. Funny. Never heard that before.
So what can I do for you? Did I insult your girlfriends?
No. We have an idea we want to talk to you about. You got a minute?
You guys look like you spent some time at the gym.
We have to.
Why?
We wrote crew.
Yeah, I've got a minute.
Great. So you ever been inside the Porcellian?
No.
All right, we understand we can't take you past the pike room because you're not a member.
I've heard.
Mark, this is Stevie Narendra, a partner.
We were really impressed with Face Match. Checked you out. You also built Course Match.
I don't know Course Match.
You can go online and see what courses your friends are taking. It's really smart, man. Mark.
Yeah.
We were talking about Course Match.
It was kind of a no-brainer.
You invented something in high school too, right?
An app for an MP3 player that recognizes your taste in music.
Maybe you're trying to buy it?
Microsoft.
How much?
Didn't sell it, uploaded it for free.
For free?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, well, we have something that we've been working on for a while, and we think it's great. It's called the Harvard Connection. You create your own page, interest, bio, friends, pics, and then people can go online, see your bio, request.
Yeah, how is that different from MySpace or Friendster?
Harvard.edu. Harvard.edu is the most prestigious email address in the country. The whole site's kind of based on the idea that girls, not to put anything indelicate.
Girls want to give guys a good Harvard.
I mean, we need a gifted programmer who's creative. And we know that you've been taking it to shits.
Women's groups are ready to declare a fatwa. This could help rehabilitate your image.
Wow. You would do that for me.
We'd like to work with you.
Our first programmer graduated and went to work for Google. Our second programmer just got overwhelmed with schoolwork. We would need you to build a site, write the code, and we'll provide all the...
I'm in.
Awesome.
That's what you said?
It was 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know what I said.
When did you come to Eduardo?
I don't understand that question.
You remember answering in the affirmative.
The affirmative.
When did you come to Eduardo with the idea for Facebook?
It was called The Facebook then. I'm currently in the middle of 2 different lawsuits.
Did you answer affirmatively when Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss and Divya Narendra asked you to build Harvard Connection? Did you say yes?
I said I'd help.
When did you approach Mr. Savrin with the idea for the Facebook?
I wouldn't say I approached him. At a party at Alpha Epsilon Pi.
What's that?
The Jewish fraternity. It was Caribbean night. I think I've come up with something.
Hang on, I gotta tell you something that you're not gonna believe.
What?
I got punched by the Phoenix.
Are you kidding?
No. I mean, it's just the first of a 4-step process. But they slid the invitation under my door tonight. It's just a diversity thing. Just ride that horse until... What did you want to talk to me about? You said you'd come up with something.
Yeah, I think I've come up with something. Come outside.
It's 20 degrees outside.
I can't stare at that loop of Niagara Falls, which has absolutely nothing to do with the Caribbean.
Good point.
People came to Face Smash in a stampede, right? But it wasn't because they saw pictures of hot girls. You can go anywhere on the internet and see pictures of hot girls. It was because they saw pictures of girls that they knew. People want to go on the internet and check out their friends, so why not build a website that offers that? Friends, pictures, profiles, whatever you can visit, browse around. Maybe it's someone you just met at a party. But I'm not talking about a dating site. Taking the entire social experience of college and putting it online. You would have to know the people on the site to get past your own page, like getting punched.
Well, that's good.
Eduardo, it's like a final club, except we're the president.
I told him I thought it sounded great. There was nothing to hack. People were gonna provide their own pictures, their own information. And people had the ability to invite or not invite their friends to join. And he was going to have to write tens of thousands of lines of code. So I wondered why he was coming to me and not his roommates, Dustin Moskowitz and Chris Hughes. They were programmers.
We're gonna need a little startup cash to rent the servers and get it online.
So that was why.
Did he offer terms?
Yes.
We'll split it, 70-30. 70 for me, 30 for you for putting up the $1,000 and for handling everything on the business end. You're CFO.
And you said?
I said, let's do it.
Okay, did he add anything else?
Yes.
It probably was a diversity thing.
Why do you think he said that?
Gretchen, excuse me for interrupting, but whose discovery is this?
Sai, if you'll let me continue with my
What are you
line of
suggesting?
They're
questioning.
suggesting I was jealous of Eduardo for getting punched by the Phoenix and began a plan to screw him out of a company I hadn't even invented. I know you've done your homework, and so you know that money isn't a big part of my life, but at the moment I could buy Mount Auburn Street, take the Phoenix Club, and turn it into my ping pong room.
Telling you his idea. Did he mention Tyler Winklevoss, Cameron Winklevoss, Divya Narendra, or Harvard Connection?
Yes. He said they'd asked him to work on their site, but that he looked at what they had and decided it wasn't worth his time. He said even his most pathetic friends knew more about getting people interested in a website than these guys. Mark didn't want to rehabilitate anything. With Face Smash, he'd hacked into the Harvard computers, he'd thumbed his nose at the ad board, he'd gotten a lot of notoriety. Face Smash did exactly what he wanted it to do. It really didn't have much to do with the Winklevoss's dating site.
How would you know? You weren't even
Hi.
there. Hey, Cameron, I'm still a little skeptical that we have enough functionality in the site to really draw the attention and gain the critical mass necessary to get a site like this to run. We'll speak soon.
This is the first time he mentioned any problem.
Yes, it was.
You sent
Oh,
36
so-
emails
okay.
to Mr. Zuckerberg and received 16 emails in return, and this was the first time he indicated he was not happy.
Do you see any of your code on Facebook?
Sorry, could
Mark, did I use any of your code?
You stole our whole goddamn idea.
Fellas,
Match.com for
can I
Harvard.
continue with my deposition?
You know, you really don't need a forensics team to get to the bottom of this. If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd have invented Facebook.
February 4, 2004.
There is a girl in your art history class. Her name is Stephanie Addis. Do you happen to know if she has a boyfriend? Have you ever seen her with anyone? And if not, do you happen to know if she's looking to go out with anyone?
People don't walk around with a sign on them that says them.
Mark?
Shit, that looks good. That looks really good.
It's clean and simple. No Disneyland, no live new girls. This is what drives life at college. Are you having sex or aren't you? It's why people take certain classes and sit where they sit. If we send it to our friends, it's just gonna bounce around working.
I haven't gotten in yet.
These guys know people, and I need their emails. Give me the mailing list.
Jabberwock12.listserv@harvard.edu.
These guys, they're literary geniuses because the world's most obvious Lewis Carroll references in
They're
them.
not so bad. You know, let's go get a drink and celebrate. I'm buying. Mark, are you praying?
Honey, you should put your laptop away.
7 different people spam me the same link.
Casey.
I don't know. I'm really hoping it's cats that look like Hitler, because I can never get enough of that. Yeah. What?
Hey, what is wrong?
Hey! What now? Hey, 20 minutes! I just wanted to let you know that Zuckerberg stole our website. Mark Zuckerberg, he stole our website. It's been live for more than 36 hours.
Mr. Hotchkiss. Yes, I'm here with my brother Tyler and our business partner Divya. Welcome to the Facebook. The Facebook is an online directory that connects people through different social networks. You must have a harvard.edu address to register. Everyone's been talking a lot about a universal Facebook within Harvard, he said. I can do a classier job than they can, and I did it in
Tell
a
him
week.
Divya Narendra called.
I know, that's how he talks.
Appreciate it. As of yesterday evening, Zuckerberg said over 650 students had registered to use the Facebook.com. This guy doesn't have 3 friends to rub together to make a fourth.
Come on. All right, yes, that's what we'll do, Mr. Hotchkiss. We'll put all this together and we'll email it to you. Well, you won't be able to go on the website yourself. Harvard, you know what, it would just be easier for us to email it to you. I'm sure you're right. He's a good guy and he's very bright, and I'm sure he didn't mean to do
Wow, this is a good guy.
We don't know that he's not a good
Yeah,
guy.
We know he stole
character
our idea. We know
reference
he lied to our
about
faces
the
for a month and a
website.
half.
No, he never lied to our face.
Gave himself a 42-day head start because he knows what apparently you don't, which is that getting there first is everything. That was your father's lawyer.
This is in-house counsel. He's going to look at all this, and if he thinks it's appropriate, he'll send a cease and desist letter.
What's that going to do?
What, do you want to hire an IP lawyer and sue him? I'm saying let's calm down until we know what we're talking about.
How much more information are you waiting for? We met with Mark 3 times. We exchanged 52 emails. We can prove that he looked at the code. And what is that on the bottom of the page?
This is a Mark Zuckerberg production. Now, while we're waiting for Dad's lawyer to look this stuff over, we can at least get something going in the paper so
No.
people know
What?
that this is in dispute. We're not starting a knife fight in the Crimson, and we're not suing him. He's going to say it's stupid. Because we're gentlemen of Harvard. This is Harvard, where you don't plant stories and you don't sue people.
During the time when you say you had this idea, did you know Tyler and Cameron came from a family of means? Did you know their father was wealthy?
I'm not sure why you're asking me that.
It's not important. You be sure why I'm asking.
It's not important to you.
Sigh.
I had no idea whether they came from money or not.
In one of your emails to Mr. Narendra, you referenced Howard Winklevoss's consulting firm.
If you say so.
So it's safe to say you were aware that my clients had money.
Yes.
Let me tell you why I'm asking. I'm wondering why, if you needed $1,000 for an internet venture, you didn't ask my clients for it.
I went to my friend for the money because that's who I wanted to be partner. Eduardo was the president of the Harvard Investors Association, and he was also my best friend.
Your best friend is suing you for $600 million.
What happened after the initial launch?
It exploded.
Everybody on campus was using
Mark?
And Mark was the biggest thing on the campus. It included 19 Nobel laureates, 15 Pulitzer Prize winners, 2 future Olympians, and a movie star.
We've got to start now. I said, okay. Unless you paid extra.
Is that supposed to be Bill Gates?
You got 200.
Zuckerberg.
They could save me 1K.
You made the Facebook.
I'd pay him $20.
It's both of
I
ours.
haven't had to pay that bet off.
Yeah. I'm Christy Lee. This is Alice. Hi. Very nice to meet you. Facebook, maybe we can get home. Maybe we can all go out and grab a drink.
Certainly. Absolutely do that. She said, Facebook me,
And we can all go for a drink later, which is stunningly great for two reasons. One, she said Facebook me, right? And then the other,
I want to have drinks later.
yes, have you ever heard so many different good things packed into one regular-sized sentence?
Excuse me, Mark? I'm Stuart Singer. I'm in your OS lab. Awesome job with the Facebook. Awesome job.
Thanks.
I'm Bob.
How you doing?
You know, I could swear he was looking at you when he said the next Bill Gates could be right in this room.
I doubt it.
And I showed up late. I don't even know who the speaker was.
It was Bill Gates.
I said it's time to monetize the site. It means it's time for the website to start generating revenue.
No, I know what the word means. I'm asking how do you want to do it?
Advertising.
No.
Well, we got 4,000 members.
Because the Facebook is cool, and if we start installing pop-ups for Mountain
Well, I
Dew, it's
wasn't
not going to be
thinking
cool.
Mountain Dew, but at some point, and I'm talking as the business end of the company. The site.
We don't even know what it is yet. We don't know what it is.
Mark, what is this?
It's called a cease and desist letter. What were their names?
Who?
The girls.
When did you get this?
About 10 days ago, right after we launched the site. What were their
They're
names?
saying the Winklevoss twins are saying that you stole their idea.
I find that to be a little more than mildly annoying.
Oh, well, they find it to be intellectual property theft. Why didn't you show this to me?
It was addressed to me.
They're saying that we stole the Facebook from Divya Narendra and the Winklevoss.
I know what it says.
Did we? The letter says we could face legal action.
No, it says I could face legal action.
This is from a lawyer, Mark. They must feel they have some grounds.
The lawyer is their father's house counsel.
Do they have grounds?
The grounds are our thing is cool and popular and Harvard Connection is lame. Wardo, I didn't use any of their code. They came to me with an idea. I had a better one.
Why didn't you show me this letter?
I didn't think it was a big deal.
If there's ever anything wrong, you can tell me. I'm the guy that wants to help. This is our thing. Now, is there anything that you need to tell me?
No.
What are we doing about this?
I went to a 3L at Student Legal Services and he told me to write them back.
And what did you say?
I expressed my doubts about the site, where it stood with graphics, how much programming was left that I had not anticipated.
The lack of hardware we had to deal with, site use, the lack of promotion that would go on to successfully launch the website.
That's right.
I'd raised concerns before.
Bullshit.
Not to us.
Gentlemen, I'm talking about at the meeting in January to which this letter is referring.
Yeah.
You sent my client 16 emails, and the first 15 you didn't raise any concerns. Were you leading them on for 6 weeks?
No.
Then why didn't you raise any of these concerns before? You don't think I deserve your attention?
I think if your clients want to sit on my shoulders and call themselves tall, they have a right to give it a try. But there's no requirement that I enjoy sitting here listening to people lie. You have part of my attention. You have the minimum. The rest of my attention is back at the offices of Facebook, where my colleagues and I are doing things that no one in this room, including and especially your clients, are intellectually or creatively capable of doing. Did I adequately answer your condescending question?
Very distasteful the way he puts it across, unfortunately.
So, what were their names?
Their names were Christy and Alice. And they want to have drinks tonight.
You better be very careful. They may be opportunistic, guys.
Hey man, sorry. A couple of girls were freshening up in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, groupies.
I'll be right back.
Mark, where are you going? Mark!
Can I talk to you alone for a second?
I think I'm good right here.
I'd love to talk to you alone. If we could just go someplace.
Right here is fine.
I don't know if you heard about this new website I launched.
No.
The Facebook.
You called me a bitch on the internet, Mark.
That's why I wanted to talk to you. If we
On
could
the
just...
internet. The internet's not written in pencil, Mark. It's written in ink. And you published that Erica Albright was a bitch right before you made some ignorant crack about my family's name. Good luck with your video game.
Okay, we are expanding to Yale and Columbia. Dustin, I want you to share the coding work with me. Chris, you're going to be in charge of publicity and outreach, and you could start by getting a story in the BU student newspaper. It's The Bridge.
Why do you want a story in the BU newspaper?
Because I do. Now, here's the arrangement. Eduardo is CFO and owns 30% of the company. Dustin is vice president and head of programming, and his 5% of the company will come from my end. Chris is director of publicity, and his compensation will depend on the amount of work he ends up doing.
Is there anything we can do?
No. That's it. Yale and Columbia. Let's go.
And Stanford.
What?
Stanford. It's time for them to see this in Palo Alto.
You don't want any lunch?
No.
Palo Alto.
You're welcome to some salad.
No, thank you.
This must be hard.
Who are you?
I'm Marilyn Dopey. I introduced myself when
what do you do?
I'm a second-year associate at the firm. My boss wanted me to sit in on the deposition phase. What are you doing?
Checking in to see how it's going in Bosnia.
Bosnia. They don't have roads, but they have Facebook. You must really hate the Winklevosses.
I don't hate anybody. The Winklevi aren't suing me for intellectual property theft. They are suing me because for the first time in their lives, things didn't work out the way they were supposed to for them.
He's expanding to Yale, Columbia, and Stanford. It's going to be in the Crimson tomorrow.
Really?
Yep. He's violated Massachusetts state law. When he goes to Connecticut, New York, and California, he'll have violated federal law. And by the way, he's in violation of Harvard law.
Is there such thing as Harvard law? Wait, there is. Harvard Student Handbook. Every freshman is issued one of these. And somewhere in this book, it says you can't steal from another student. This is what we needed. We're going to Summers. My brother and I, we pay tuition at this school. We carry a 3.9 GPA at this school. We won trophies for this school, and we'll be rowing in the Olympics for this school. I want a meeting with the goddamn president of this school.
I'm late for biochem. You don't know my name, do you?
Is it Stanford?
How do you go to a party and you meet
Amelia
somebody?
Ritter, but you prefer Amy. You're from Orinda. Your father's in commercial real estate, and your mother's 10 years sober. I don't go to school.
You're kidding.
No.
Where did you go to school?
William Taft Elementary for a little while.
You're not like 15 years old or anything, are you?
No, you're not like 15, are you?
No. So what do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur. Well, I founded an internet company that let folks download and share music for free.
Kind of like Napster?
Exactly like Napster.
What do you mean?
I founded Napster.
Sean Parker founded Napster.
Nice to meet you.
You're Sean Parker?
Aha! You see, the shoe's on the other,
Foot.
table, which is turned.
I just slept with Sean Parker.
You just slept on Sean Parker.
You're a zillionaire.
Not technically.
What are you?
Broke. There's not a lot of money in free music, even less when you're being sued by everyone who's ever been to the Grammys.
There's juice or anything else you can find. Help yourself.
You mind if I check my email?
Yeah, go ahead.
Amy! Amy!
Yeah?
Can you come out here?
Just a second.
There's a snake in here, Amy.
What? Where?
Okay, there isn't a snake, but I need to ask you something. Yeah, I went to check my email and there's a website open on your computer.
Yeah, after you passed out last night, I went on the Facebook for a little bit.
What's that?
The Facebook? Stanford's had it for like 2 weeks now. It's freakishly addictive. Seriously, I'm on the thing like 5 times a day.
Mind if I send myself an email?
5 times a day, I think she's very good.
You, Mark Zuckerberg.
I've never been in this building before.
This building's 100 years older than the country it's in, so do be careful. Very good. You can go in now.
So this is the president of the Harvard.
In that instance was the absence of me. Catherine, I've got students in my office now. Students. Don't know. From the looks of it, they want to sell me a Brooks Brothers franchise. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm Cameron Winklevoss, and this is my brother, Ty.
And you're here because...
We came up with an idea for a website called Harvard Connection. We've since changed the name to Connect You. And Mark Zuckerberg stole that idea.
I understand what you want me to do about it.
In the Harvard Student Handbook, which is distributed to each freshman, under the heading Standards of Conduct in the Harvard Community, it says the college expects all students to be honest and forthcoming in their dealings with members in this community.
Sir.
Of course, it's against university rules to steal from another student, plain and simple.
And you've spoken to your housemaster.
Yes, sir. And the housemaster made a recommendation to the ad board, but the ad board won't see us.
Have you tried dealing with the other student directly?
Mr. Zuckerberg hasn't been responding to any of our emails or phone calls for the last 2 weeks.
You chased him.
I saw him, and I know he saw me. I went after him, and then he disappeared.
I don't see this as a university issue.
Of course this is a university issue. And he violated
You
the law.
enter into a code of ethics with the university, not with each other.
What you just said makes no sense to me at all.
I'm devastated by that.
What my brother means is, if Mark Zuckerberg walked into our dorm room and stole our computer, that would be a university
I
issue.
really don't know. This office doesn't handle petty larceny.
This isn't petty larceny.
Harvard undergraduates believe that inventing a job is better than finding a job. So I'll suggest again that the two of you come up with a new project.
I'm sorry, sir, but that's not the point.
Please. How did they get this appointment?
Colleagues of their father.
This action, this meeting, the two of you being here, is wrong. It's not worthy of Harvard. It's not what Harvard saw in you. You don't get special treatment.
We never asked. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Eduardo, spring break you and Mr. Zuckerberg took a trip to New York.
Yes.
What was the purpose of the trip?
Well, as CFO, I had set up some meetings with potential advertisers.
Who paid for the trip?
It was paid for at the $1,000 account I had set up a few months earlier.
At this point, your $1,000 was the only money that had been put into the company.
Yes.
How did you feel the meetings went?
They went terribly.
Why?
Mark was asleep.
I was not asleep.
I wish he'd been asleep. So we're in 29 schools now, with over 75,000 members. 91% of people who try it once will come back. Now, if you allow me...
Excuse me 1 second. What sound is he making? It's not like a tisk.
There was one more meeting scheduled for the New York trip.
Yes, it was a dinner. It was set up through my girlfriend at the time.
Would you say that Mark was excited about this meeting?
Yes. Unless you're the Ballet Theater of Hartford, the purpose of a business is to make a profit.
It isn't a business yet.
That's tough for me, because my job is 25 minutes late.
He founded Napster when he was 19. He can be late.
He's not a god.
And what is he?
He's 25 minutes late. I was nervous.
Why?
I didn't know him at all, but I had done a search and I'd asked around, and he struck me as kind of a wild card.
Why?
He crashed out of 2 pretty big internet companies in spectacular fashion. He's had a reputation with drugs.
He also founded the company.
I'm Sean Parker.
What do you do?
You must be Eduardo and Christy and Mark. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. You guys don't have anything in front of you.
No.
Tori, you were waiting.
Hey, baby boy.
Can you pronounce some things? The lacquered pork with that ginger confit, tuna tartare, and the lobster claws. That'll get us started.
From that point on, it was a Sean-a-thon.
I didn't want to spend my 20s as a professional defendant. Who knew? The music industry doesn't have a sense of humor. We tried to sell the company to pay the $35 million they said we owed in royalties, but I guess to them that was a little like selling a stolen car to pay for the stolen gas. So we said, screw it, declared bankruptcy.
Like the Dalai Lama, they'll make shit up because they don't want you. They want your idea, and they want you to say thank you while you wipe your chin and walk away.
That's what happened to you? There'll be payback in Case. I brought down the record companies with Napster, and Case will suffer for their sins too.
Sorry, you didn't bring down the record companies.
In court.
Yeah.
You wanna buy a Tower Records, Eduardo?
And he told story after story about life in Silicon Valley, and parties at Stanford, down in LA, and friends who become millionaires. But mostly how Mark had to come to California. We got over 75,000 members.
Tell me about the strategy you're using.
Okay. For instance, we wanted Baylor in Texas, but Baylor already had a social network on campus, so instead of going right after them, we made a list of every school within 100 miles.
Put the Facebook.
I say it's time to start making money from the Facebook, but Mark doesn't want to advertise. Who's right?
The Facebook is cool. That's what it's got going for it.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin it with ads because ads aren't cool.
Exactly.
You don't even know what the thing is yet. Exactly. How big it can get, how far it can go. This is no time to take your chips down. $1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool?
You? $1 billion. That shut everybody up.
And that's where you're headed. $1 billion valuation.
He picked up the check, he told Mark they'd talk again soon, and he was gone. But not before he made his biggest contribution to the company.
Drop the. Just Facebook. It's clean.
You want to end the party at 11.
I'm trying to pay for the party.
There won't be a party unless it's cool.
Yeah, sure, let's drop.
You never did anything to embarrass the company or even seriously jeopardize it?
No.
No?
No.
You were accused of animal cruelty. You weren't?
This is not happening.
I have here an article from the Crimson.
Jesus Christ.
I can't have this,
Oh,
Wardo.
come on, man. This is bullshit. This is another club playing a prank. I'd gotten into the Phoenix. I'd been accepted, and as part of my initiation, I had to, for 1 week, carry with me at all times and take care of a chicken.
I'm not the expert, but being connected to torturing animals is probably bad for business.
I did not torture the chicken. I don't torture chickens. And the dining hall was serving chicken for dinner, so I had to feed my chicken. So I took little pieces of chicken and I gave it to the chicken. Next thing I knew, I was being accused of forced cannibalism.
Mr. Zuckerberg was cheating on his final exam?
I'd rather not answer that, Gretchen.
And why not?
Because I'm not suing him for cheating on his final exam. That's not what friends do.
Well, you just told us he was cheating.
Oops. You told your lawyers I was torturing animals.
No, he didn't tell us about it at all. Our litigators are capable of finding a Crimson article. In fact, when we raised the subject with him, he defended you.
Oops.
993. We are so close.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. We're gonna need more money, Wardo.
Yeah, no, I agree. More servers, more help.
I'm interviewing 2 interns to come to Palo Alto, and we're gonna have to pay them something. We found a house for rent on a street 2 blocks from the Stanford campus. It is perfect, and it's got a pool. He was right. California's the place we've got to be. What is your problem with Sean?
He doesn't bring anything to the table. He doesn't have money. Dustin's a better programmer.
He's got connections to VCs.
150,000 and 4.
150,000 members, Wardo.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You don't think it was strange that he was followed by private detectives?
Who came up with nothing.
Enough to get him out of the company, the drugs, the girl.
We don't know that any of that's true. Turns at 10 tomorrow night in the CS lab. Get on board with this, man. You know, I don't really know what else to say. What's going on? We have 10 minutes to get root access to a Python web server, expose its SSL encryption, and then intercept all traffic over its secure port.
They're hacking. So what's the beauty?
Every 10th line of code written, they have to drink a shot. And hacking's supposed to be stealth, so every time the server detects an intrusion, the candidate responsible has to drink a shot.
Part of the intern's job where they need to be able to do drunk.
You're right. A more relevant test might be seeing if they can keep a chicken alive for a week. That was me.
Here.
What is this?
I opened a new account, put $18,000 in it. Did I get you through the summer?
Welcome to Facebook.
$18,000?
Yes.
In addition to the $1,000 you'd already put up.
Yes.
A total of $19,000 now.
Yes.
Hang on. I'm just checking your math on that. Yes. I got the same thing.
Why did you put $18,000 in an account for his use?
I figured we were partners. I wanted to be a team player, but mostly I figured how much could possibly go wrong in 3 months.
I didn't die.
I know.
I made it.
You did.
Sean? Mark, do you live here?
Yeah. Do you?
We were right across the street. We saw the chimney.
Yeah.
Is anybody hurt?
No, you live across the street.
You came to California. You made the right choice.
Here you go.
Sharon? This house and this team are great. It's exactly what it should be. I'm Sean Parker.
Oh, he's wired in.
That's what I'm talking about. Where's Eduardo?
He got an internship in New York.
Eduardo didn't come out.
She's done for the summer, so she's back at her parents'.
Oh, these two have gone to the UK?
His Royal Highness Prince Albert. Your Highness, this is Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss.
Of course. Brilliant race. I've been coming to Henley for 30 years, and I've never seen a race that close. Brutally close.
May I introduce my teammates?
I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse us.
On to the day.
So you flew all the way out here to see that?
Wouldn't have missed it, brother. How's the world?
Oh, I just wanted him to tell me a couple more times how close the race was. Just brutally excruciating.
That was a tough beat.
I'm sorry that you and Mom had to fly all the way out here to see
No,
that.
don't ever apologize to me for losing a race like that. Don't ever apologize to anyone for losing a race like that.
Mr. Kenwright. Dad, this is Mr. Kenwright, head of the host family for this week.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Good to meet you. She told me that she and her friends were already talking about the race, which they've just seen via their computers. A new website called Facebook. Do you have this in America? I'm gonna find your mother. I said something wrong.
Your daughter doesn't go to school in the States.
No, Cambridge. Majoring in French literature.
And they have Facebook at Cambridge.
And apparently Oxford and the London School of Economics. That's where her friends are.
That's awesome.
Knock it off. I don't mind that we lost to the Dutch today by less than a second. That was a good race, and that was a fair race, and they'll see us again. What I mind, and what you should mind, is showing up on Monday for a race that was run on Sunday. We tried talking to ourselves, we tried writing a letter, we tried the ad board, and we tried talking to the president of the university. Let's take the considerable resources at our disposal and sue him in federal court. I need a real drink. Screw it. Let's gut the frickin' nerd.
What are you talking about? Does anybody hear that banging?
You don't hear anything, you're writing code.
Dude, somebody's at the door.
I'm gonna call you back. What's up?
Maybe
What's up?
Eduardo. What do you think? Obviously. He paid for it.
Mark was supposed to pick me up at the airport an hour ago. I've been calling his cell.
He was on a 36-hour coding tear, so he took a nap for a couple of hours.
What happened here?
Not happened. Happening. Next big thing.
What'd you do?
How old were they, Sean?
It's not polite to ask.
Sean, how old were they?
You think you know me, right?
I've read enough.
You know how much I've read about you?
Eduardo. Hey, man. Waited an hour for you at the airport.
What time is it?
It's midnight or 3 a.m. in New York, where I just came from.
You gotta see some of the new stuff we got. Hey, Dustin, show him the wall. I'm just calling it the wall.
Forget the wall. Tell him about the meeting I've got set up. You know Peter Thiel? No reason you should. He just runs a $2 billion hedge fund called Clarion Capital.
Why is he setting up meetings?
Teal might want to make an angel investment.
I don't care if he's an actual angel. Why is he setting up business meetings? I'm the business end of this company. And he is a house guest living here rent-free on a very generous grant from the Eduardo Saverin Foundation. You want to talk to me on hold for a minute?
Sure.
Mark, Jesus, I quit the internship. We talked about this on the phone. I quit my first day.
I do remember you saying that. So how is Christy? Is that fun?
No. She's actually psychotic. She's insanely jealous. She's irrational. I'm frightened of her.
Still, it's nice you have a girlfriend.
I do not want that guy representing himself as part of this company.
You gotta move out here, Martyr. This is where it's all happening.
Did you hear what I just said?
The connections, the energy.
Mark, you got it.
I'm afraid if you don't come out here, you're gonna get left behind. I need you. It's moving faster than any of us ever imagined it would. It's moving
did you-
fast.
what did
It's
you
moving
mean?
fast, and Sean thinks that we
Sean
may
is
have-
not part of this company.
We have over 300,000 members, Wardo, and we're in 160
I'm aware of
schools,
that.
including 5 in Europe.
I'm aware of that.
We need more programmers, and we need more money, and he set up the Teal meeting. He set up meetings all over town.
You're in New York.
I'm in New York riding subways 14 hours a day, trying to find
Yep.
advertisers. And how's it going so far?
What did you mean, get left behind? Can I help you? I'd like to freeze this bank account and cancel all existing checks and lines of credit.
Hey guys, come on back. She offered you some waters?
Oh yeah, we're cool.
Wait, come on in. Must be Mark.
Hi.
We took a look at everything, and congratulations. We're gonna start you off with a $500,000 investment. Maurice is gonna talk to you about some corporate restructuring. Let me ask you something. Who's Eduardo Saverin?
When did you get back?
You scared me. I need you to knock.
When did you get back?
I got back this afternoon.
And when were you gonna call me?
Tired.
Yeah, or answer one of my 47 texts. Did you know I sent 47 texts?
I did, and I thought that was incredibly normal behavior.
Are you mocking me? Why does your status say single on your Facebook page? Why does your relationship status say single on your Facebook page?
I was single when I set up the page.
And you just never bothered to change it? What?
I don't know how.
You're asking me to believe that the CFO of Facebook doesn't know how to change his relationship status on Facebook? Go to hell.
Take it easy.
No, you didn't change it so you could screw those Silicon Valley sluts. Your phone does work.
Open your present. It's a silk scarf.
Have you ever seen me wear a scarf?
This will be your first.
You froze our account?
I did.
You froze the account.
I had to get your attention, Mark.
Do you realize that you jeopardized the entire company? Do you realize that your actions could have permanently destroyed everything I've been working on?
We have been working on.
Without money, the site can't function. If the servers are down for even a day, our entire reputation is irreversibly destroyed. Look, college kids are online because their friends are online, and if one domino goes, the other dominoes go. Don't you get that? I am not going back to the Caribbean night at AE Pie.
Holy shit! What is wrong with you?
Did you like being nobody? Did you like being a joke? Do you want to go back to that?
Hang on. I was angry, and maybe it was childish, but I had to get your attention.
Wardo, I said I got some good news.
What is it?
Peter Thiel just made an angel investment of $500,000.
What?
And he's setting us up in an office. They want to reincorporate the company. They want to meet you. They need your signature on some documents, so you got to get your ass on the first flight back to San Francisco.
I'm on my way.
Wardo.
Yeah?
We did it.
Ah!
You're going back there already?
Yes. And also, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The first two are common stock purchase agreements allowing you to buy stock in the newly reincorporated Facebook as opposed to the old shares, which are now worthless. The third is an exchange agreement allowing you to exchange the old shares for new shares.
So how many shares of stock will I own?
1,328,334. That represents a 34.4% ownership share. Why the increase from the original 30%?
Because you may need to dilute it to award shares to new investors.
You should know that Mark has already taken his percentage from 60 down to 51.
Well, Mark doesn't care about money, and he needs to be protected.
Dustin Moskowitz owns 6.81%, Sean Parker 6.47%.
Live with that.
And Peter Thiel 7%. Would you like to use my pen?
Eduardo? Counsel, and when you signed these documents, were you aware that you were signing your own death certificate?
No, it was insanely stupid of me not to have my own lawyers look over all the... In all honesty, I thought they were my lawyers. I was your only friend. Yet one friend. My father won't even look at me.
Okay, Eduardo, did Mr. Zuckerberg say anything to you after you signed the papers?
There was a lot of handshaking, a lot of congratulations. He'd already told me that he wouldn't be coming back to school for at least a semester, so we were saying goodbye for a while. And then before I left, he said...
But you gotta come back. Somewhere around the end of November, early December, Peter wants to throw us an amazing party when we hit 1 million members. It's gonna be out of control. You gotta come back for it.
1 million members? Remember the algorithm on the window at Kirkland? Yeah, I'll be here.
I'm sure about this. You're 20 minutes late. You're gonna walk in there and say you overslept and didn't have time to get dressed. They're gonna pitch you. Case Equity is going to pitch you. They're gonna beg you to take their money. You're gonna nod, and then you're gonna say, which one of you's Roth? No, not Roth. Manningham. You say, Sean Parker says, fuck you. Walk out.
In late November, I got the email from Mark telling me to come out for the 1,000th member party.
What else did the email say?
It said that we had to have a business meeting, that Mark and Sean had played some kind of revenge stunt on Case Equity, and that Manningham was so impressed that he was now making an investment offer that was hard to turn down. So I went to California, and I went straight to the new office. I didn't know whether to dress for the party or for the business meeting, so I kind of dressed for both, but it didn't matter.
Why not?
Because I wasn't called out there for either one.
What were you called out there for?
An ambush.
Mr. Sabra.
First I thought he was joking, giving me more contracts to sign. But then I started reading.
Well, as you know, we had some new investors that have come
What
in.
is this? Mr. Sabra.
Mark!
He's wired in.
Sorry?
He's wired in.
Is he?
Yes.
How about now? You still wired in? You issued 24 million new shares of stock.
You were told that if new investors
How
came
much
along...
were your shares diluted? How much were his?
What was Mr. Zuckerberg's ownership share diluted down to?
It wasn't.
What was Mr. Moskowitz's ownership share diluted down to?
It wasn't.
What was Sean Parker's ownership share diluted down to?
It wasn't.
What was Peter Thiel's ownership share diluted down to? And what was your ownership share diluted down to?
0.03%.
You signed the papers. You set me up. You're gonna blame me because you were the business head of the company and you made a bad business deal with your own company?
It's gonna be like I'm not a part of Facebook.
You're not a part of Facebook.
My name's on the masthead.
You might want to check again.
It's because I froze the account?
You think we were gonna let you parade around in your ridiculous suits pretending you were running this company?
Sorry! My Prada's at the cleaners! I'm not signing those papers.
We will get the signature.
Tell me this isn't about me getting into the Phoenix. You did it. I knew you did it. You planted that story about the chicken.
I didn't plant the story about the...
You had me accused of animal cruelty.
Seriously, what the hell's the chicken?
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
Hang on. Here's your $19,000. I wouldn't cash it, though. I drew it on the account you froze.
I like
What's
sitting
with
next to you,
this
Sean.
guy? Who's this Sean?
Makes me look so tough.
Ah, that's it. That's our show for tonight, people. Look, I want to see everyone here geared up for a party. We're going to walk into that club like it's the Macy's parade. Mackie, put it up on the big screen. We've got to almost be there.
You all right? You're kind of rough on him.
That's life in the NFL.
You know you didn't have to be that rough on him.
Listen, I'm putting
Sean,
together...
you didn't have to be that rough on him.
He almost killed it. I'll send flowers. Speaking of flowers, I'm putting together a party after the party at Kappa Eta Sigma. Ashley's a sister.
Ashley, I know who she is. Are you guys...
Ashley, me? No, a little bit. Why?
Excuse me, Mark.
We were just talking about you.
Just that you're doing a really good job.
Thanks. I appreciate that. These came in for you.
Put them on my desk.
What's the package?
Nothing.
Mackie. Yes, sir. Refresh.
I think something's going on downstairs.
Attention, please. Time for you to go home. Party is over.
It's the cops. Good to see you, officer. What can I do for you? Was the music too loud? We were having a celebration.
Miss, I need you to button your blouse.
I can tell them to turn the music down.
Okay, we're gonna need identification. Keep your hands where we can see them.
Oh my God.
You got anything else in your pockets I should know
No,
about?
no, sir. No.
Don't be stupid now.
I don't.
What's this?
That's an EpiPen.
And this?
That's my inhaler.
How old are you?
21.
21?
21. I'm 21.
Lying only makes it worse.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have lied.
Hello. Listen, something's happened.
The bugger is working.
It's all right. It's gonna be all right. I posted bond and I wasn't doing anything. I mean, I've got allergies.
Interns.
It was just a party.
This is gonna be news, Sean. It's gonna be online any second. With an intern.
No, it's cool. I have it under control.
I will get it under control.
You don't think Wardo was involved, do you?
Do you think? No.
Or Manning it. One of them, somebody sent the coke in there because it got in there. You believe me? This is gonna be fine, right?
Go home, Sean.
He wanted to frame it more at a point like that? Really?
What happened to Sean?
He still owns 7% of the company. All you had all day was that salad. You want to get something to eat?
I can't.
I'm not a bad guy.
I know that. When there's emotional testimony, I assume 85% of it is exaggeration.
And the other 15?
Perjury, creation, myths meet a devil.
What happens now?
Cy and the others are having a stake on University Avenue. Then they'll come back up to the office and start working on a settlement agreement to present to you.
They're gonna settle.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna have to pay a little extra.
Why?
So that these guys sign a non-disclosure agreement. They say one unflattering word about you in public, you own their wife and kids.
I invented Facebook.
I'm talking about a jury. I've been licensed to practice law for all of 20 months, and I could get a jury to believe that you planted the story about Eduardo and the chicken. Why weren't you at Sean's sorority party that night?
You think I'm
20
the one
months.
that called the police?
Doesn't matter. I asked the question, now everybody's thinking about it. You've lost your jury in the first 10 minutes.
I was drunk and angry and stupid.
And blogging.
And blogging.
Pay them. In the scheme of things, it's a speeding ticket. That's what Sai will tell you tomorrow.
Do you think anybody would mind if I stayed and used the computer for a minute?
I can't imagine it would be a problem.
Thanks. I appreciate your help today.
You're not an asshole, Mark. You're just trying so hard to be.
This movie took me by surprise, actually. I never expected to watch a biographical kind of movie about a person of our generation. Okay. I really did not expect that. And out of all, Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Have I been a Facebook user? Yes, I have. I did use it. I started late, finished early. As in, I only started it, I think, Jan 2014, and I used it only for 3.5 years, and I had it all. Yeah, I had enough. I have good things about it, which will come later, but I found the platform to be a time killer without really giving anything. Like, you may be spending hours without you realizing if you do not have control of it, of yourself actually, and you gain nothing out of it apart from maybe stress at times, seriously. And I found it like a gossiping kind of platform, which I felt like I better be using my time in a more of a better way and do some studies if I want to, or do another hobby, because it was not healthy. It was not making me happier. The movie, yeah, he definitely was a nerd. I mean, he really was. He did. One thing for sure is, unless you con people or you come from a very, very wealthy background or something as such, for you to reach that kind of success, you really need to have the passion. One, you really need to be passionate about what you're doing. Second thing is, obviously, you have to be skilled. You have to have that extra thing that the others wouldn't have, right? Which he had. I really thought he was not Sean's man. He was definitely Eduardo's man. It was a shame that he really did not see that, but then obviously Sean got him to the point where he wanted to be. So I think maybe he made the right decision that way. Having said that, I actually Eduardo, this person, is one of the billionaires living in Singapore. So he came from the US, I think 2000 something, and he's been living here in Singapore, investing in obviously there's expensive properties and so on. And so it was interesting to see a person who's living in Singapore being shown in a movie. I had no idea. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back very soon with another movie reaction. Until such time, I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.